Hi, I'm Glenyce Hughes, living in the Magic of Possibilities radio show host and this weekly TV show host. Thank you so much for tuning in. I am so grateful for each and every one of you. We are still in our acreage. We're still in Canada, and actually we'll be here all of September also, although I'll be in Saskatchewan for a class and Edmonton for a class, but still in Canada. So this is our beautiful acreage, and it is such a beautiful day for August. It's near the end of August. I'm not sure what the date is, but it's near the end. So anyway, this weekly radio show was all about asking the right question. And this is something that I'm asked all the time. What's the right question I can ask to change this? What's the best question? As though there's some question of all questions that can change something. And there really isn't. So please do listen to the radio show. You can find the link below if you haven't listened to it to give you a sense of, more of what I'm talking about. And also I do go through some questions that you can ask, such as, what question can I be here to change this? So, it's not a yummy question. I was just Anyway, I wanted to talk about something kind of along with questions and a little bit more, but probably about a year and a half ago, I was taking a class that Dane here, one of the founders of Access, was facilitating. And it was the very first Symphony of Possibilities Maestro class in Italy, Venice, I believe it was. And it started like every other class pretty much that I'd been to. People were going up to the microphone saying, "Here's my problem. What question can I ask?" type of thing. And it was so cool because there was this woman that got up to the microphone, and it was so inspirational because what she said was, "Is this the conversation that we'd like to be having?" And I hadn't really thought about it being any other way. Like, you go to class, you talk about your problems, you get some facilitation, you get some questions to ask. That's kind of what you do. And yet when she asked, "Is this the conversation we'd like to be having?" it just totally blew my mind, because right away it was no. It was no. Like, we could talk all day about the trauma drama in the world. And I hear that we've got some sort of farm machinery coming down our road. It's one of the bonuses of living in the country is there's big noisy things go by every once in a while. So I'm actually going to put you on pause for a moment and I'll be back shortly. All right, I'm back. He's still a little bit in the background, so hopefully my microphone does better with my voice than his noise. So she was asking, is this a conversation that we'd like to be having? And it was no. It was no. Because seriously, we can talk about problems all day long. Like, all of us could. We could all come up with all sorts of trauma to clear and to process and to go over. And is it really the conversation you'd like to be having? And so I took that, and I mean, there was so much more to it, but basically that question is all that you need to be aware of with it. And I took that and I started using that in my everyday life in a form of a question. I mean, it is a question, but in a form of more of a question for me then to be aware of the conversations that I am having, whether I'm having them in my head or I'm having them with somebody. I would actually stop and ask myself, is this the conversation I'd like to be having? And if it's a no, then I change it. Because why are we having conversations that we don't wish to be having? And it's not from a place of judgment. It's not like you automatically assume that if you're having a conversation with somebody about something that's not working in their life, that would automatically be a no. It's not. Sometimes it's a yes. Sometimes those conversations are the one that then lead that person to asking me more questions or asking me for facilitation or whatever it may be. So you really want to use your awareness with it, your light and your heavy with it, because sometimes it will be a yes, that it is the conversation that you wish to be having. And sometimes it's no. And you want to be, with interesting point of view about either, not making one right or one wrong. just being like, oh, okay, so this isn't the conversation I'd like to be having. What's it going to take to change it? Now, one question that I have found to change that when it is a no, it's not the conversation, and maybe the person I'm with doesn't get access, or it wouldn't be kind to have that conversation with them. The question that I'll ask in my mind then is, what would it take for this to be more fun, phenomenal, and rewarding than I never imagined possible? And suddenly everything changes, whether it's just my about it, or all of a sudden we start having a good laugh and having fun, or the conversation changes to something that will create more. Like it's just really that cool. And I wanted to share that with you because I didn't talk about it on the show, and maybe it's something that you can look at in your own life, the conversations that you're having, again, even in your own head. Like, this is not just about talking with other people. It's like the talk that goes on in your head. Is it the conversation you'd like to be having? And if it isn't, change it. All right, thanks so much for watching, guys. The other thing I wanted to share is link below for the 21 days of questions to exponentialize your business. That link is below. Of course, the Wealth Effect Club, which is a monthly club, that link is below, and so much other awesomeness that I've got going on is also below. So click on any of those and come and play. Would love to see you in person, or see you online, or, connect with you in whatever way. All right, have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll talk to you next week.